So, okay. Using this method, what we can do is we can get the index of the active sheet. So, the sheet by default, which is active in nature, whenever you open that some sheet, when you, when the last updated sheet, so say for example, you are working on the second sheet, after saving and you are closing this entire document on the second page itself. So when you open second time, the sheet will point this second page by default. I mean second sheet by default. So if you want to get which sheet is currently active now, you can use this method called get active sheet index. So this method will return you the active sheet index of the uh, Excel document. That workbook document will have some active sheet. That index will be retrieved using this method called wp.get active sheet index method. So now let me use this first method for getting the sheet. I'm going to get the sheet using this method called name. So I'm going to simply pass the name of the sheet that I want to read. Okay, I want to read the data. So this is the sheet name called credentials. And if you look at the return type of this get sheet method is excess of sheet. As I told you, it should form and it should follow this hierarchy. It starts with workbook, then you need to jump into the sheet, then a row, excess of row, then cell. Okay, so this is the hierarchy we need to follow. This is row. So this is the hierarchy we need to follow. Then we need to go to the cell. Okay, so then so return type of this method is excess of sheet. So store this in sheet object called excess of sheet. So here and please try to import this excess of sheet from Apache library. That is Py library. After importing this, you are getting sheet object here. Okay. So you are getting sheet object. Now, what I'm going to do now is, so using the sheet object, I'm going to get some data from a particular row. We have a method called get, so which will go to the particular row and it will point. So here you need to position these rows from the index point of view. Like the index of this first row is 0, 1, 2. So using index only, you need to specify the rows actually. So the call a method called get dot sheet dot get row. Okay, go to the row called get row. So now I'm saying go to this. If I want to read this username value. So what is the value for username? Is admin, which is there in second row. What is the index of second row? Second row is 1. So I am going to pass the index as 1. So automatically it is going to this. Now it will point this sheet, credential sheet. Now control will be going to the second row because you have given the index as 1. Get row 1. When you say get row 1, the index of the second row is 1. So it will go and simply point on the second row. Now we need to tell from which cell the data should be retrieved. Like so, this is the cell number 1 and this is the cell number 2. Here also, what you need to define, you need to define the index value. So 0 and this is 1. So whatever the data that we need to read is there in the position called 1, 1. This is the first row and first cell. So this position is called 1, 1. So use index for getting the data actually. So now I'm going into this row and return type of this method is excess of row. So store this in some row object and import this particular class. Now using this row object, I'm going to a particular cell using get cell method. So there is a method called get cell. Here you need to define the cell of the pointed row. So now my control is in second row and you need to tell where this file is. I mean, this data is there. It is there in second cell. Second cell's index is 1. So here also I'm going to say it is 1. So, and if you see the return type of this method, again it is excess of cell. XSF cell. So store this in some cell object. So yeah, we are storing this data in a cell object, but if you print this particular thing, it will not straight away print the value. Instead, it will print the string object value. So if you want to get actual data which is there in the cell, if you try to print this object straight away, it will print some object. So I want to get the data which is there in this particular cell. Now I have pointed this cell using some row and column. Row is 1, column is also 1. So I'll get this data as admin. Now I want to get this data as a string. So what you need to say is say cell dot get string cell value. So there is a method called get string cell value. If the value which is stored in a cell is basically a string means, then you should use this method called get string cell value. Okay, so whatever the value which is there in a particular cell will be returned as a string. So once you call this method called get string cell value. Okay, I'm storing this value in some variable called string value is equal to. Yeah, that's it. If you print this value, your admin will be printed. So admin is the value which is there in the cell, right? So once you run this program, automatically you will get the value as admin. Yeah, so it has printed the value as admin. So in this way only what we need to do, we have to read the data actually. We need to read the data from a particular cell. So what are all the steps I am following? And so first of all, I am creating the file object. Using this object, I am locating the file. So where the file is there, it will go to that particular file location. And for that file, one object will be created. So, and using this file input stream only, I'm going to read the data. So I'm using file input stream object, and I'm loading this file object inside this file input stream constructor. Then I'm using XSF workbook for reading this particular file. Why? Because it is having the type of .xlsx. If it is XLSX, then these classes should be used. If it is XLS, these classes should be used. I mean, it starts with HSSF. If it is XLSX, it starts with XSSF. So I'm using SSF workbook, and I'm passing this file input stream because right now it is holding my data. So that will be passed into this workbook object. So using this object, first I'm getting this sheet because inside the workbook we may have different sheets. So if you want to go to a specific sheet and mention the sheet name, so there are two different ways. Or one is you can use this name. Another thing is you can use the index. Using this name, I'm getting the sheet object and I'm storing them in an XSF sheet called sheet object. Similarly, using the sheet object, go to a row and store this in XSF row. And using this row object, go to a cell, store this in a cell object. Now I'm using the cell object for getting the string cell value from that particular cell. So in this cell, you may store any data you want, but that will be returned as a string actually. So whatever the value that you are getting here is basically a string. Okay, so in this way only you need to read the data. If I want to make it as short, I don't want to follow all these steps for reading only one value. Then you can follow one straight away method. Instead of creating individual objects, you can have it in a single line itself. Let me comment everything. So I'm commenting everything. So using workbook, go to the same process we are going to follow, but we are not going to keep separate instances. So what is the sheet name that I want to read? Credentials. From credentials, I'm going to go to a particular row, and so I'm calling dot get row. Here I will get a cell object. So simply I'm calling cell, and cell is also one. And now I'm going to get the value as a string. So I'm calling the method called get strings value. So all the lines has been completed within a single instance. So this is called method chaining in Java. So when you use the same instance for calling multiple methods, this is called method chaining in Java. I'm using the same instance called workbook, and using this instance, I'm calling get sheet. Here it will hold some object. Using that object, I'm calling get row. This get row will hold some object. Using this row, I'm calling get cell. This will hold some object, and finally, I'm getting some string. Okay, so I'm getting some value. So that if you print that value, that is also it will print the same. Okay, now let me print this value as. That's it. So when you right click and run this program, it will return the same value as admin. And if you want to read some other data, which is there in second row is password, second row and first column. So you just change the column and cell alone. So it is saying to admin 1, 2, 3. When I want to read the data which is not at all there, the row is not there, there is no row called 3. When I say 3, see what happens. So there is no row called 3, right? Totally 1, 2, 3. 3 rows. The maximum index is 2. 0, 1, 2. When I try to read the data from the third index, which is from fourth row, I see what happens. So it will throw null pointer exception. Why it is throwing null pointer exception? There are no row exits there. Okay, there are no rows available because you are using get string cell value. Let me remove this method and just I'll try to print this object straight away. Okay. Let me simply remove this method because this method is actually getting the value as a cell, as a string, instead of making this as a string. And let me store this in XSF cell itself. So I'm straight away printing the cell object and see what happens. Here also what we are getting is null pointer exception. So whenever you are trying to get the data which is not at all there, I mean get the data from a row, that row is not at all there means you will get a thing called null pointer exception. And then how to find out how many rows are there inside this particular sheet? I want to find how many rows are there in this sheet. As I can see, 0, 1, 2. So there are 2 indexes, which means there are 3 rows actually. So to check this, so in order to avoid this problem, you need to initially have the validation where you need to keep the maximum rows is this. If you are inputting something which is beyond that maximum number, then you should skip using if else or some other statement. So you have to make sure that you are giving the right data. So whenever I say how to get the maximum row from this thing, I need to use these individual objects. I need this individual objects from which I will able to get the number of rows available in this Excel sheet. So let me comment this particular line now. I'll uncomment this. Now I want to find how many rows are there in this Excel sheet. So I'm using sheet object because inside the sheet only you are having rows, and inside the rows only you are having cells. That is the hierarchy. If you want to get the number of rows which is there in a sheet, so you need to use the sheet object. So let me use the sheet object for getting the rows called get maximum rows. So get number of rows. Just a second. Get maximum. Get last row number. I'm sorry. So get a method called get last row number. So when you use this get last row number, it will automatically go and check the get last row number, which is in our case it is 2 because second index. So if you print this particular thing, you will get the data as 2. Okay, now let me run this program and let me check whether I'm getting 2 or not. So yeah, first thing is admin because here we are doing some print statement, and second thing, whatever the second thing we are getting is number of rows actually. Okay, so let me have this in some message. Number of rows, something like that. So how will you get number of columns? If you want to get a column, you need to go to this row object. From a row only, you have to say how many columns are there. You need to go to some row. Usually the first row would be your header. So if you choose first row, that would be a better thing. Or you can choose whatever the row that you want, but it will go to that particular row and it will say how many cells are there. In our case, it is 2 cells, 1, 2. Okay. So in our case, it is 2. So let me print this as well. System dot out dot println. Now I'm going to say how many columns are there, which is number of cells from a specific row. For getting the row from a specific cell from a specific row, what you need to do is you need to use the object called row. Row dot get last cell number. Get last cell number. So when you use this method called get last cell number, now my value would be 2. Okay, so this is 1 and this is 2. So if you are using last row number, it is returning the index. If you are using last cell number, it will return the exact count of row numbers, cell numbers. So how many cells are there? 1 and 2. It will not return the index. Just look at it. Let's get last number will return the it will not return the index, whereas it will return the actual number of cells available. And it will return actual number of rows minus 1, which is nothing but my index. So let me run this program and check. It will return the values 2, 2. So number of rows is 2 and number of cells is 2. I hope it is clear, and we'll do more scenarios on this reading and writing operation with this Excel sheet, like how to read all the data from a specific row or specific column, and how to get the entire data set as a list, something like that. We have different logics to be learned that we will see in the next session. As of now, it is clear, right? How to read data from particular Excel sheet. Everyone?
Yes, sir.
If you have any doubts, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll wind up for today because we have 2 absentees. I don't want them to be in trouble because if they miss this one, this is very, very important concept, as we are going to use this Excel sheet for reading and writing the data when developing the framework. So we are going to use this Excel sheet as a data utility. We are going to keep all our data from this Excel sheet only. Okay, as I told you, if it is a configuration file, the data should be very minimal. So you have to put a very minimal data into the configuration file, like whatever the parameters, like whatever the thing that is like can be stored as a key value pair, and whatever the attributes that can be parameterized or can be kept as a configured parameter, that can be kept under a property file. If it is a huge number of data, if it is a user details, if it is a user information, account information, customer information, the data length is big, means definitely you should use the workbook like this, like Excel sheet we may use. Okay, and in tomorrow's session, we will see how to get a row, get a data from an entire row and get a data from an entire column, then how to get a entire data using different logics.